Contract negotiation time is the perfect time to make sure you sidestep any of the newly prohibited transactions for Erisa plans. And you know what? Fully insured, self-insured, they're all Erisa plans. And yes, newly prohibited with both civil penalties and excise tax up to 100%. New penalties start in December 27, 2021, so let's get to it. My name is Allison DePauli, and I started Altiqe Consulting to help employers like you get healthcare budgeting predictability with the happy side effect of better access to higher quality care and lower out-of-pocket costs for your employees. For the best advice about how to shrink your benefits budget, make it controllable and predictable, all the while improving benefits for your employees, subscribe to my YouTube channel down here and hit the notifications bell to be notified when we upload new videos. President Trump, like most presidents, was very busy at the end of his term. Huge changes to health plans were transacted, all related to transparency in health plans. Guidance on the new regs is still forthcoming, and some have already been put on hold. You're going to hear a lot more about this subject from us throughout the rest of the year. And these regs can kill you. There are civil and excise penalties on a fairly large line item in your budget. Don't get caught unaware, and do not let anyone tell you to just punt on this. I know it is the least glamorous part of anything ever, but the penalties fall squarely on the employer, not any of your vendor partners that you need to execute these things. So here we go. Own the data. Make sure if you have an ASO agreement with a carrier or if you are with an independent TPA, the new audit rules place all responsibility, meaning penalties, for meeting the transparency thresholds on the employer, even though your vendor partners will need to supply the information. Make sure you have access to the historical data you need. You need at least 180 days worth at all times. Protect your audit rights. We've talked about this before. Audit rights are important for a number of reasons. Here are three. It is so much easier to catch an error up front before the bill is paid rather than trying to claw back an overpayment. And I gotta tell you, my clients get pretty irritated when they overpay. Just don't catch it up front. Erisa requires you to be a good steward of employee funds. If you ask your employees to contribute to a health plan, you must be able to show that you have met this obligation. If you can't audit anything, how can you prove it? Know all your fees. You can't skate this one any longer. It is your responsibility to request a fee disclosure from all the vendors in your plan. We don't have final guidance or a final document yet, but here is what needs to be included. From all your vendors: description of services, a statement regarding fiduciary responsibility, a description of direct compensation, and most of you will know this part already, description of indirect compensation, bonuses, award trips, retention bonuses, block bonuses. For compensation based on a transaction basis rather than an ongoing fee, a description of how compensation will be paid among the service provider, any affiliate, and any subcontractor. If you fail to obtain this data as the plan fiduciary, you will have committed an Erisa prohibited transaction and be subject to both civil penalties and excise taxes. There is a lot of detail here. Reach out to us with any questions. Measure performance. If you don't have performance fees built into your plan, why not? And I don't mean we answer the phone in 3 rings kind of guarantee. Honestly, who cares? Ask about guarantees for audit, filing stop-loss claims in a timely manner, meeting payment benchmarks, lowering RX costs, or simply meeting a per employee per year claims cost for the entire employee population, and then assign somebody internal to track it. If you're interested in leveling the playing field and making your healthcare plan work for you and your employees, if you're interested in controlling your costs long-term, making your budget predictable and controllable, let us know. you also have to be willing to do one or two things a little bit differently.